Hi Clive, just want to run you through notes from our last lesson yesterday. So really what your old swing on the left here and new swing on the right. What we looked at was potentially just your feet being a little bit too wide with your toes a little bit too sprayed as well, and this is maybe affecting how your knees and legs could actually move. So mainly from the front, what we looked at is this first move that's always been the main sort of problem for you, is that the stripes on your shirt and the club work too vertically too early on in the swing. So what this is called for us is your right shoulder and right arm to be a little bit too high at this stage, and then really this is kind of stopping you from going around with your legs. Combine the sort of wide legs with what you're doing there, and there's no real sort of going around or coiling of your body, and kind of your body levels are a little bit more down than we perhaps like at this stage. So in the new one, we just very slightly narrowed your stance and toes, and then we got you trying to set the club more in front of you with this left arm feeling high. So at this stage we can see how different the actual setting of the club is, or the direction that everything's moving in. So as you continue to go up, the main feel for you was that the left arm felt really high. So when we look at these two now, because of how the first move's changed and a little bit what we're doing with the feet, you can see here that the right arm looks higher and this one looks lower, which is what we're after. And this one looks like the body's actually gone around a bit more, and we've got a bit more shape in this side rather than being maybe just fractionally straight here. So it looks like you've got a bit more turn, a bit more coil in the new one, rather than not really sort of actually going around or any real sort of turning with the lower half at all. So what this is causing your old one on the left here, because we've gone back quite vertical, quite high with the shoulders, if you like. When you come back in, it's just got to come back down the other way. So we get that bit of sort of casting motion here, and then the shoulders work quite steep coming through. So in the new one, you can actually move into the shot a little bit better like this. So you get a little bit more forward motion, which is good. As we come round to impact, we've started to come round and have the concept of coming around a slightly different way, like you're trying to hit the ball with the ball above your feet to try and encourage the right motion back round to impact, and then through the ball. Okay, taking a look at the back, and then you roll back on the left again. So we can see in the one on the left, just looks a little bit kind of curved or a little bit lazy with the posture, and the hands are sitting quite low. So in the new one, we straighten this back out, so the top of your back and everything looks a bit straighter and your angles look more set, and we just got a little bit more tucking with the right arm. Now for you, this felt like your hands are really high, or like the club was resting on the toe a lot compared to normal. It doesn't look like that, but it's just a feel for you. So in the old one, because of how we move the club at the start and the body position, the club would get sucked in a little bit, so a bit too much in on the first move. Whereas a new one, because of our new arm and body position, can actually set more out here, so the club's more in front of you and your arms are more in front of your body. Again, in the old one here, because the club's gone around too much at the start, it goes up across the line and a bit shut, and we can see you get this right elbow winging out of it, which is always the bit that you didn't like and the bit that you've been trying to work on and change. So in the new one, because of how it moves at the beginning, the club can actually set up more, and the elbow now gets tucked and the shaft looks more like this, and our arms look more in front of the body. So there's quite a big difference in between what the shaft and the arms are doing in between these two. So the one on the right is a big improvement. So getting back to the old one, from here you've got to try and rescue the club. The shaft's got to go from this angle, it's got to try and shallow out here, so you're trying to work hard to get the club back on the inside, but sometimes you do it, sometimes you don't. It doesn't get inside the right way, so you're always sort of losing store up or trying to get it inside the wrong way really. So in the new one, the club starts on this angle at the top, and then as it comes down, it just actually shallows on the same angle. So it's just shallowing out nicely, coming down more just above a right arm, which is a good planar angle, and then again coming back, looking parallel to a toe line, which is great, and then back around to impact this way. So the swing direction, or the plane, or whatever you want to call it, is starting to get a lot better on the way down. And this is going to result in much straighter and more consistent shots like you're after. So really, Clive, keep working on the same stuff with Iain. Just nail that posture, and that feeling of those arms for you was being quite, that left side being quite high, left arm being quite high, and that helps with the club. And you can do some practice off that ball above your feet lie to really help with the downswing feel. Good luck with the rest of your campaign, and I look forward to seeing you soon.